Hey, horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G, just continuing my celebration of the 31 Days of Horror. We only got one more week left, and I finally saw a movie that I've been meaning to see that came out earlier this year, but hey, why not? It is Unhinged. Now, Unhinged is a 2020 American horror thriller film. It was directed by Derek Borty. I think I pronounced his name right. It was written by Carl Ellsworth. It stars Russell Crowe, Karen Pistorius, Gabrielle Bateman, and Jimmy Simpson. Very easy premise. After a confrontation with an unstable man in an intersection, a woman becomes the target of his rage. Ooh. Now, you ever had one of those days where everything went wrong? I mean, everything. Like you lose your job, your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, or your significant other breaks up with you. Now, we've seen films before that what happens to a person when everything goes wrong in their lives, and they simply just snap. They just could go completely off the rails. I mean, they said, fuck everything. I'm tired, I'm pissed off, and fuck everything. Well, Falling Down comes to mind. That's the 1993 thriller that starred Michael Douglas, who goes on a rampage after life kicks him in the ass. Changing Lanes, a 2002 thriller that stars Samuel L. Jackson and Ben Affleck, where, after one leaves the scene of an accident, they nearly kill each other as the rage between them explode. I mean, they really went after each other. Now, inspired mostly by Falling Down, German-American director Derek Borth brings us his entry into this subgenre thriller called Unhinged. Now, after a brutal prologue featuring Oscar-winning actor Russell Crowe and an opening title sequence of all people just losing their shit at the drop of a hat, we're introduced to the protagonist, Rachel Flynn, played by actress Carmen Pretorius. Now, Rachel is having a bad day. She's in the middle of a nasty divorce. She gets a phone call the husband wants the house. She's late getting her son Kyle to school, and while driving and stuck in traffic, she just lost her best client. We don't know what type of a job that she is. I think maybe a hairstylist. She's something where it was her best client, and she fires her while she's stuck in traffic. So when she encounters Russell Crowe's character, he's called the Man in the credits. While he sits at a green light, somehow just lost in the daze, and she's not happy at all. She blows a horn real hard and drives right past him. Now, after somewhat of a little exchange, when he asked her to apologize, and she doesn't apologize for blowing her horn out loudly at him. So throughout the rest of the film, he tries to make Rachel forget that decision with deadly results, and I do mean deadly. Now, one of the good things Derek does a good job in making sure is that the audience will not like Russell Crowe's the Man's character. Now, we never know what his real name is, but we learn throughout the film that he's really having a bad day. Bad things happen to him. Now, he's going through a bitter divorce. He lost his job, accident, and he lost his pension. Guy's just lost everything. Now, to give Russell Crowe some credit, not only did he actually gain some weight in this particular film, this character, he is brutal, frightening, vicious, and he simply has no morals. He's simply just given up on life. He is determined to teach Rachel a lesson and will kill anyone who gets in his way, as we see that in the film. Now, unlike Falling Down, where Douglas's character, William Foster, takes his anger out on anyone who encounters him, this character focuses his anger only on Rachel. He plays a deadly cat-and-mouse game, forcing Rachel to play along or suffer the consequences. For some reason, he is focusing his anger out on Rachel. Maybe because, we already know what he did in the beginning of the film. Obviously, he's taking some medication. He's pissed off. He no longer cares what's happened to him or the consequences. But for that instant when Rachel did what she does, and he simply wants her to learn a lesson. Now, New Zealand actress Karen Pistorius, she's okay as Rachel. I mean, she does a good job in showing Rachel's frustrations and how fierce she becomes during her confrontation with the man. My only big problem is that we really don't get the type of character development to make the audience care even more about her. And Gabriel Bateman, who plays her son Kyle, remember he was the new Andy from Child's Play. He's okay. I mean, he's just there, maybe to do the child in danger cliche, but he does what he's supposed to do in the film. And he does what he does in this film. And that's basically what you can say about his character. Now, there are some incredible chase scenes throughout the film, and I love how Bort films it. It gives the film the tension and suspense needed for a story like this, because that's what really makes it gives the audience tension. You know, the chase scenes. I like how this filmed it. They're weaving it out through traffic, but the only problem is the outlandness of these scenes, especially in the third act. There is simply, and I do mean simply, no way in the world you can have two cars speeding that fast on the highway, zipping and dodging and weaving through traffic, and you don't see any fucking cops. I mean, come on now. Now, they do try to explain it away, and that part of the scene, because there's a horrific accident. You see it in the trailers too. You know, we do see one cop, and we see what happens to him, and then when she tries to call 911, but the cop says, you know, they're responding to an accident. But come on now, there's simply no way in the world that you can't have any cops that long when you have two people speeding that way on a freeway. Now, I understand to create dramatic effect, you have to bend logic at times, but, you know, that's just simply ridiculous. It sort of takes some of the believability in the film when this happens. I mean, yeah, we get a nice final confrontation between Rachel and the man, and I guess mainly again because of Russell Crowe, it's still good, but it's sort of like didn't live up to the expectation that I was expecting. But despite that flaw, I did still enjoy the movie, again, mainly due to the great performance of Russell Crowe. I mean, he does carry this film, and I love his interactions with Rachel. But I believe if it had not been his performance, I think this would have been a lot less enjoyable film without his performance. And while not as good as Falling Down was, it's still an exciting and fast-paced thriller that I think everyone will love and enjoy. So I'm going to give Unhinged 3 out of my 5 lucky gold coins. Yes, 3 out of my 5 lucky gold coins. Yeah, I did enjoy this film, you know, mainly because of Russell Crowe. Not saying that Karen Pistorius didn't do a good job. She was okay, but, you know, hey, look, it's a great film to watch. If you want to watch a nice, decent film with some nice, good practical effects, I mean, some good, decent kills, and Russell Crowe's great performance, hey, look, you'll enjoy it. So for those guys who did watch it, what do you think about it? Did you enjoy the film? Do you think this is just as good as Falling Down was? Leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Unhinged. And there you have it. That's my video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and share. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules. And I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.